Good morning. Welcome to Grandthumb Farms here on Maizy Lou Farm, doing the Zero to Hero Challenge. Last night I was able to finish plowing the fields that we had purchased before, but I went and bought this John Deere. Did I buy it? Oh goodness. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. So last night I ended up leasing this John Deere Rud. I thought I bought it. Anyway, plow to get the plowing done, and it helped a bunch. This little ripper here. I've used one before. This place is big enough to actually get around with it and without it being a big deal. I'm gonna take a chance. I'll need to return it, but there's a couple of other things that I want to purchase. So I'm not sure that the little Mercedes can even pull this up that hill, but I'm gonna see how it does. Anyway, so today what we want to do is, well, let me start with this. While I was plowing, it did rain, and I'm going to keep this plow because I own it and I don't own the other one. I don't know why I didn't factor that in, but oh, and I trimmed the foliage off those trees. So let's get in this cool little setup here, and I'll explain what's going on as we go, and I can show you a couple of things. But so we plowed the rain. I had to get the duals on the tractor just for the traction. It worked out okay. I'll go ahead and sit this down. And I probably shouldn't set it here because something else we're gonna do is probably I'm gonna kind of build out what I can for this area. I did some sketching on the ground. In fact, let's take a peek at a couple of things before we go. You know, I'm already starting out all over the place. Okay, so you can see here what can I use to look around? Okay. So here's the pig farm, and by the way, this is animal mud. It looks like asphalt. I was completely wrong. So it says it's animal mud. We'll see how the animals react to it, and then we'll figure out how to decorate it up. So I'm going to put a little road in here. I kind of painted a little bit of grass there, and this road is going to be able to go past the slurry, and then you can come around here and go around the back and go out that way if you want to. There's going to be a road here that goes, I think this is the drop off point. Oh no, that's obviously the loading point. So if you to drop off the product into the silo in order to mix it, you can drive through here and you can drive around and you can drive out through here to get out of here. You'll be able to drive around here past this silo to feed the pigs and to drop off new pigs. There'll be a little driveway right here where you can back up and then get out. And if you're just driving after you feed, you can drive around here. So those are going to be little roads, and all roads, and of course that one goes out to the road there. And then once I get the roads in, or no, before I get the roads in, there's gonna be a drive-through shed right here where the cultivator, that's a cultivator, that's not a seeder, the tractor and the little plow, all this stuff is. There's gonna be I think it's an 8-bay drive-through, and then the second shed is gonna be, I think it's actually, maybe I can find it real quickly. Here it is. Okay. That's in the Highland Fishing Pack. So yeah. So this will go somewhere over here, and I'm pretty sure, let me double check. Pretty sure it'll fit. Yeah, it'll fit a semi in there. So, or a trailer. Anyway, and I don't know that I'll get, you can get solar panels on it. I don't know that I'll do that. I don't know that I'll have any money. Anyway, so that shed will go there. And then once I get the shed in, and the second shed, I think is going to go over there. And I'm not sure. I haven't decided for sure what shed is. I just need something for other equipment besides the big stuff. So once I get the sheds in, I know where the roads are going to go. Then I'm going to tighten everything up with grass and get some more trees planted so it's kind of cozy and not really super wide open. I'm gonna drive and text and drive at the same time. Let's watch this here. Okay, while I'm driving, I'll spin around. These are two fields that we bought, and I plowed them together, and that's what I did last night. And I should have turned in the stuff last night. Since then, this morning, I've done a few contracts. I did a couple of, whoa, that's loud. A couple of cultivating contracts, and I did a weeding and a hoeing, I believe, and then a wood transport. So those are the contracts I did. And of course, while I was plowing last night, I found some things on sale, and the time is super slow right now because you'll see in just a second. So anyway, so this is all straw, which is something that we don't have, and we're going to need straw for the pigs. I'm guessing they can make manure, but they need straw anyway, whether they make manure or we collect manure or not. I'm not sure pig manure would be fun to work with the times that I've spent working with pigs. Cow manure is much more pleasant, let's say. Pig barn or pig sty, whatever, I still hadn't looked it up, does have the slurry. All this straw was real cheap, and then that's the leftover lime from earlier or from last night. Incorrect. Now I'm going there fast. I want this button, but I need to go to this button. This right here is why we're starting right now. I can get the straw blower on sale at almost 50% off. It's 125 horsepower. Little guy should be able to pull it, which we forgot all about the plow. That's good thinking. So I'm going to buy this, and then I also forgot. I'm just all over the place already. That's how I live. I get excited. The other thing that we're going to need is some bale spikes in case we need them. You know what? I don't know that we're going to need bale spikes down there. I'm going to get them, and I'm going to color them. I wonder if I have standby. I have the old Ford blue. These make more sense for the old Ford. So I'm going to go ahead and buy these bale spikes, and I'll give them to the Ford because they're $3.95. You know, why not? Bale spikes and straw blower, and we need a planter. This one is 8 meters. After planting or plowing that field with an 8-meter plow, I still want bigger, and we need a planter, not a seeder. Here's a seeder, but it's 60% off. So here's my dilemma. For 60% off, I don't think we're going to come up with something like that again. It is 15 meters. It holds fertilizer. I'm guessing that. I think that's pretty sure that's fertilizer. And I wish it held liquid fertilizer. There's no other seeders in here. Okay, I peeked over at the Cedars and the regular market, and I did not see one that does liquid fertilizer. We're going to end up needing something to put down liquid herbicide. That's a great idea, but I'm nowhere close to that. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to need this. We're going to plant some more stuff too. So we need a cedar, and I think that's the one I'm going to get. And I want to catch it while it's still on sale, and I don't want to spend my whole time on 0.5 time scale. So to hold this in there, because I also want to see what else is coming up. So it's a big old Amazon. It's got the 3-point hitch. We can make it happen. It takes 300 horses to pull. It'll be fine. I'm gonna buy this. So now I've only got $31,000. I need more money, and I don't know how long. And then come harvest time, we're gonna need a harvester. So we may be leasing. I don't know. That's the start of our day. I'm gonna go. I gotta get all this stuff back to the shop, or back to the farm, to the yard. So we spent $100,000. I made a little bit of money this morning, but not $100,000. It looks like we've got some. If I had forks on my, you know what, these tines will. I don't like to use them all the time, but these tines will be able to lift that. The pallet. What is it? Fabric. My goodness. It'll be able to lift the fabric. Oh, and I can also do the trade for the Ford on the way to the other place to get the. I'm going to the bluff to get the trailer. It helps if you lift it up, right? Use the right tool and you get the right results, right? Okay. I think this is our third fabric delivered. I like this tractor. I don't like all the noise going on around here, but I like the tractor. Oh, did we decide this is it, or is it the other side? That's the loading zone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Spin around and head back to the. Close your eyes while I spin. Okay, you can open them now. We're gonna head to the. Transmission works. There we go. Okay. I'm gonna go drop or trade out the little tines, and then pick up the trailer. Go load that trailer, bring the straw down to the pigs. I need to clear out the shop because they're letting me buy this used stuff. I want to still be able to buy the used stuff, so I gotta do my part. So I'm gonna get all this kind of stuff done. Let's run it around. See what else did I do? I hadn't cut down the trees on the bluff yet. That's still something I need to do. I did put the bales away. We got 3 bales short of 3 trailers full, you do the math. 24 times 3 minus, or yeah, 24 times 3 minus 3 is, there you go, that's the number. And I put them in the shed over there, so we still got plenty of hay. The sheep are doing good. I haven't moved around any. Oh no, I did. I put one batch of wool last night before the rain, I believe, even into the shed. So there should be one wool in the shed, and then of course the little tractor. Yeah, this one makes much more sense, and it sits outside, and just put it right in front of that door. It just makes more sense. That's all there is to it. Okay. Oh, I need to lime these fields. That's another little thing I need to do. There's just a lot of busy work, so I need to lime the grass fields. I don't believe they need fertilizer because the grass typically doesn't, but I'll double check that. If I had a really good fertilizer, I wouldn't have a problem spot spray, or not spot spraying, but the ones that control the amount of product that's being sprayed. I would do that, but I don't have that set up yet. It doesn't look like the trees have grown here, but I don't want to get behind and not cut those trees down and not have that area ready to plant. I want to plant I guess I told you, I'm going to plant poplar up here, but I want to do it as close to the end of the season as possible, because the best time to get paid is like December or January or something like that. So I don't want to be sitting around forever with a bunch of poplar. Not that it's a big deal, and it's, it's just going to be a kind of a boost. But I do need to move the product here. We got some apple juice and grape juice. Best apple and grape juice in Maizy Lou. So I've rambled, and I'm going to get some work done. When we start either designing I'm hoping more contracts come around, because the contracts are just not looking good right now. But I need more money, and I can get money with the stuff we have here. But I'll take a peek real quick at the contracts just to see if anything has popped up. Nope, just the regular 2. Oh, and I can put the time back up now that I have spent all that money. But yeah, I want to pull those trees down and square up that field, make it a little bit easier to work with, I guess. That's my rambling for now. I'll bring you back when the next good thing happens. So I'm still working on the chores. I have looked to see about how much it's going to cost me to build out the farmyard over at the pig farm, and it's about, I think it's $80,000 for the 2 sheds, and that's not doing any kind of decorating or fixing up the little paths and grass and all that kind of stuff. So I'm shooting for 100, but 80 is, I know what I need to at least get this stuff in. And of course I want to be able to have start my pigs, because that's what it's all about. I've done all the contracts available so far, and you can see I'm at 38,000 now. I have this stuff to sell. There is going to be rain this afternoon. I've got about, I think, 5 hours There's 6 hours on the clock before it starts to rain, and I'm not gonna. I'd like to build when it's sunny outside, just because it's much easier to see and much more pleasant. But I just wanted to say it might be. I have to put it off till tomorrow before we're able to actually do the build out. I got everything picked up from the shop, and I got everything moved out of the yard. I say out of the yard, off the area where I'm going to put the sheds, or at least one of them, kind of the main focus. So that's squared away. I still have a bunch of shuttling to do. I haven't done any liming yet. And when I say liming, the fields that were plowed need to be limed also. So I'm going to get that started at some point. But we're just kind of working through it. I don't know that I'll get to $100,000 very quickly. I was kind of hoping there'd be some better contracts, but I guess we just have to be patient and kind of see what comes up. I mean, I spent a whole bunch of money for sure with all that equipment, but it's stuff that we needed, so I'm not too upset about it. And I've also been trying to repair tractors and keep everything kind of, as far as maintenance goes, kind of keep everything going. I think the repair cost on the McCormick was like $8,000, and the last contract I just finished was for $6,000. So kind of that one step forward, two steps back thing going on, but I'm gonna keep working at it, and we'll probably come back when we start working on our fields. Not so much the grass fields, but the real farmer fields. So I'll get this stuff sold, see what it brings in, and go from there. I should have showed you I'm pretty sure I showed you the contracts that we did do. I've been trying to keep track of them so that everybody can kind of see what's going on, but we'll get there. We gotta get planted. I don't want to. The last thing I want to do is put a shed up and not be able to put the crops in the field. That would be a bad thing. So. And it's very expensive, so that's that's what I get for having my buddy do the contract for me. $14.44 is what he charged me. So I may need to rethink who I hire. We'll be back. That felt better. What was that? 14, 15, 16, a little over 16,000. All right. Now, it looks like, unless contracts come up, it looks like it'll be in the morning, the second part of May, before we can get everything really going. So I'm going to spend this afternoon taking care of some liming. which will mean a bunch of trips to the shop. Actually, I'm glad I said that. I'm gonna go ahead and pick some lime up now, and then that way I'll have it down there when we work on those fields. Good morning. I managed to make it through the night. Before I got tucked in for the night, though, I did get those fields limed, including the grass fields, actually. And it took a whole lot of lime. This morning, just doing some chores around here. I gotta fill the, I'm putting a little bit more water into the greenhouses, and I'm moving the stone picker up to the pig farm. I'm gonna see if I can pick those stones up. I'm pretty sure you can do it after you plow and after you cultivate. I don't know if doing it after you lime is a good idea or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it a shot. This little tractor has a tough time pulling this little tanker up. It is a much nicer day today, but I think there's going to be rain, or there is rain in the forecast. As far as the used market goes, I managed to buy a couple more bales of straw. I believe 3 bales of straw and some seeds. So I got that going on. I think we were gonna make sure that we could get the planter before we started putting the farm together. A planter hadn't popped up. Well, a small planter pops up in the used market. It's a little bitty, like 2.5 meter. That's not gonna happen. I can tell you that for sure. But I also picked up, so let me concentrate while I move backwards here. So anyway, we have some more wood ready to go to the shop. We got some of the best apple juice and Maizy Lou ready to go. I managed to pick myself up a fishing rod. Whoops. That wasn't very good. I wonder... Oh. I'm gonna learn how to fish in just a second. There we go. Look at there. I've fished a little bit. Hadn't caught anything crazy. I'm not very good at it. Someone said it was like a Farmville or something like that. Or not Farmville, I don't know. Some other game had a fishing interface like this. I never played that game. So. But I guess I could get some fish to eat. I'll release it in my lake right now. I'm gonna get some more chores done, get this stuff sold this morning, and then if I can get about $60,000, well, we'll see how much money I get. But there's a couple of contracts for fertilizing. I'll run those through and see what that does for us. I know $80,000 gets our sheds in without any landscaping, and 50 gets the main shed in. I'm starting to get worried about getting these fields planted, so we may just do that. I'm going to see how the contracts go in the used market. If I could get something in the used market, I guess even if something came up 6 meters in the used market, I might get that, just because we're kind of strapped right now. But maybe we can just turn around and sell it when we find what we actually want. But anyway, so I'm gonna continue on, and we'll see you back soon. So it turns out that you can pick up stones with lime on the ground. All it does is work the lime in. And once again, I don't know why I'm not getting all limey. Something has changed. But I was able to get a half of a load pretty much with the smaller field of the two, and now I'm gonna start on the big one. I've got 2 fertilizing contracts lined up. My money's gone down because I've been fixing stuff. I still hadn't sold the stuff for the day, or the second part of May. And as far as contracts go, I've got 11,000 worth of contracts and that's it. No other contracts. So they're still coming in very slow. So hopefully the wood and juice sales will help us get to where we need to be. And the only other thing is the weather tomorrow is going to be sunny. So if we can't get where we need to be today before 4 o'clock, then we have tomorrow to plant. And I really want to get that done. And also, we're not very close, but our oats have come up and they look great. when we get closer, we'll take a look at that. So I'm going to get the stones off the field and then work on those contracts and sell our stuff and see where we're at. I sure like the way the field looks after it's been stone picked. I think that's one of my favorite textures next to post rolling. So let's pick these stones. The stone picker can only hold half the stones that it's designed to hold. That doesn't make sense to me. And I was talking to somebody about the fill limit of machines, and it was former farmer. And he's a guy I really have been enjoying to watch. I'll try to remember to leave a link. But yeah, he was saying that it's kind of backwards. And I think I understand what he's talking about, but anyway, I started off with trailer fill limit. I shut it off the first episode. I decided to turn it back on, and after really working with it or using it, it just isn't done correctly. So I'm turning it off again. And that's all I got to say about that. Well, that's what I'm going to say about that. It may not be all I say. I'd like to have it, but I'd like it to work better, I think. And it just doesn't make sense with a stone picker to not be able to pick up the amount of stones that it's designed to pick up. So, all right, let's get back to it. I was a little bit concerned that I would have to cultivate after picking up the stones, but it turns out that it gives it a cultivated state. If you look in here, this is cultivated now, as it sees. Maybe you see it here. So that's awesome. One less step. All right. I feel better now that I picked up the stones. It's the right thing to do. So I'm gonna head up to the shop and pick up those, take care of those fertilizing contracts, and then go sell the wares. Actually, I guess I'm gonna go sell the wares first, just to make sure I beat the rain, and then we'll see where we're at after that. And I've decided to take the Deutschfar just to give it some more work to do and see how it pulls that trailer. I think it'll be fine. Oh, wait. Yeah, the trailer's up there. I'm sure it'll be fine. Good morning. It's the 3rd day of May, and I think we're gonna have the money that we need. Nothing has popped up in the used sales that's gonna help us. We've got some more stuff to sell from here. I'm headed to the pig farm to pick up a trailer, and no new contracts have popped up. But we should have enough money to do what we need to do. So I'm gonna go get everything ready, and hopefully we'll come back and plant some corn and some soybeans. Was it soy? I think it's soybeans and corn, and build a pig farm. Looking forward to it. See you in a bit. I'm waiting on one of my guys to bring down an adapter, because I try to take too tight the corners with this thing. It's not good. So, but he's bringing it down. It's not our planter. It's a lease. But we got it, and we're ready to do the planting. I'm gonna do the corn first in the big field, and then we'll do soybeans in the smaller field, and then we're gonna have to roll them And I have no idea how much seed we'll need, but I didn't buy any more. I just used what we had, and we've got $70,000 in the bank, so we'll at least place down a shed. And if I can figure out some way to place both the sheds down, I'll feel better about that. It's a cute little tractor. Hopefully that little breaker bar or whatever it's called will help out. All right, let's see what kind of corners we can turn now. Look at there. Much better. That's what we needed right there. I wish it was red now. I colored it for the other tractor. Okay, got corn, got fertilizer. Let's head over there and get started planting. I have to say, this was incredibly fast. It took me, I think it took me longer to go get more fertilizer. Oops, I don't need it. It took me longer to go get more fertilizer than it did to do that field. I don't think I've ever used this, and it's very fast. My goodness. And it's big. I'm gonna look at the stats real quick. This is crazy. And it's base game too. It says 11 miles. Okay. See, that's happened to me before. I don't have any kind of speed overdrive. I thought that was too fast. Should be going at 11, not 20. I guess this tractor might be hexed. Now that makes me sad. Let's get this field done. Beautiful. It's fantastic. We're all planted. I will say I've been thinking about getting a medium tractor that has around just over 300 horses, because my two mediums are under 300, and I hate to use the case for everything. I mean, it's got over double the horsepower needed to pull a planter. That's seems like it's a waste of a large tractor. It needs to be used to pull big cultivators and plows and things like that. Which, oh no, I almost hit that. Anyway, yeah, so I'm gonna have my eye out for a big medium tractor. Look at these oats. Perfect. They're perfect oats. They look good too. That's a good looking texture too. The planted over a cultivated field. Not bad at all. And this is about the right speed, which is going to take a lot longer. But that's just part of it. We will get it done. The corn is officially done. And did I say I didn't like speed override? Oh my goodness, this is taking quite a while. I underestimated the time it'd be taken to do this, but it's part of it, and I certainly don't mind. Well, May has been a busy month, that is for sure. It seems like it was go, 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 but we were able to get the corn and the soybeans taken care of. I'm gonna have to wait and put off the pig farm build out till the next episode. I'm gonna go ahead and get this rolling done, but I think that's gonna be it for now. I'd like to thank you for the time that you have spent here, and I do appreciate you. And I hope you see me in the next one. Have a good day.